Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? How is everybody? Hope you had a great weekend. I think we've got a nice week going on here. Hey, Gold, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Alan, Joe, Daryl. We had a great weekend. Just kind of letting everybody get logged in here. Don't forget to eat breakfast, most important meal of the day. Coffee or whatever you do. Let's see here. Make sure everything's set up. There we are. All right. Okay. Let's talk about this market a little bit. Ooh, hot. Okay. Bulls are in charge. There's no question to this. That's my personal feeling anyway. And here we go. Here on the SPY, we've got price leading the trend indicator. I'm sorry, already blew it this morning, didn't I? Price leading the T-line leading the trend indicator. We're over the 50-period moving average, so I think that's a bonus right in there. We have cleared. Let's change that. That area right there, not by much, but by a skosh. Now we need to work on that one right there. That's going to be the important area there, about that 690, or let's see, what do we have over here? 68. Yeah, we'll call it 690. 688.75. We need to be above that to get to our 700. But, I got to tell you, it's looking closer and closer, isn't it? It really is. Let's here, let me run through some of these right here. They're in no special order. I'm just taking them from the top. ETHA is looking pretty good here. I'm liking this. I'm still liking the Bitcoin, the ETHA. I'm going to be back in it. We bought it last week. I sold it last week, made a little chunk of money, put some goals in the bucket with it. And I think I'm going to continue to do that. And I think we're building a very nice bottom right in here. We're about to break out of the construction level here, which is 24.15-ish, and then we might run up to that 50-period moving average. Here's BITO, pretty much the same look. We're trying to build that bottom in there. This is the one that I was in and then I got out of, and I'm looking to get back in it. I have an alert set right here for this one at 1387. That would be my alert to maybe think about that, buy in on that. IBIT looks the same as that BITO there. Let's take a look at the transports here. Transports are rocking. You can't argue with that. I will say this. I think they're a little overbought, okay, just a little bit. In fact, I think the market is a tiny bit overbought. And we'll get back to the SPY and look at that in a minute too. But just a tiny bit. So be a little careful buying longs. And, it's not that that is a bad thing. Market being a little bit overbought or buying longs. But if we're a little bit overbought and then you buy a long, there is a good chance that at some point the market pulls back a little bit, and what you buy, there is a high probability that it will pull back as well. It doesn't mean you should necessarily close it. Doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. If you just take a look at this chart here, we're up. Aren't we a little bit overbought? And see how we pulled back? Nothing bad. And now look where we are. So just keep in mind that timing aspect. If you buy at the very top of being overbought, you're kind of setting yourself up for a little bit of a pullback. Some traders look at that as absolute failure, and that will just kill you. And it's not failure. Take a look at FNGU. I think that's setting up pretty nice. We've rallied from this bottom up. We're consolidating. We start moving over $30.60. FNGU could be a real help to this market. Take a look at XLK. I think it's doing wonderful. We were in a nice downtrend. We've come back. Price is above the T-line, the 8 EMA. The 8 EMA or the T-line is above the trend indicator, and trend indicator is trying to break out of that 50-period moving average. I'm pretty sure, there's a fair amount of people looking at that thinking, oh my gosh, we might have that bearish head and shoulders. And remember, chart patterns aren't guaranteed. As much as I would like them to be, they are not guaranteed. And there's plenty of what looks like a bearish head and shoulders that do not produce anything bearish. So anyway, we're bullish here until we're not. Look at XLF. Nothing wrong with that chart. Oh, but wait, we have some tweezer tops up here. In fact, one could argue that we've got a little double top in here, but the trend is still bullish. Long as the trend remains bullish, and as long as the bulls, and now the bulls is, let me rephrase that. As long as the trend is bullish, and as long as the candlesticks continue to fight, I think we're good to go. Take a look at Microsoft here. Microsoft's still having a bad time. They had a tough time last week. Maybe they're trying to put that bottom in. I don't, for me, Microsoft's going to have to clear 492 to be long, and to be short on Microsoft, we're probably going to have to break down to that 50-period moving average. Right now, we're just kind of in a no man's land. Take a look at Amazon. I like Amazon. I think Amazon goes higher. I don't particularly think this is the time to buy it at the moment. For those buying right off the 50-period moving average, I can see that. Put your stop in. Me, I want to see some bulls step in first. So hopefully that happens, and then I can look at buying it. RSP, rock and roll. Absolutely. Look at that. We've broken out of that downtrend line. Price, 8 EMA, trendicator. What more do we want? It is slightly overbought. Google, look at Google here. This is a big market maker here, and look at that thing. It is still bullish. There's nothing bearish about it at all. Remember, it's trend, and then as long as the candlesticks or price action is fighting for the bullishness, then we're going to be bullish. When the candlesticks give up fighting, we will see that in the chart. Like take right here. The candlestick gave up fighting on this candle, but did we change the trend? No. The next day, the candlesticks came back in fighting, and look what it did. It fought its way back up. So we need to have failure of the candlestick and failure of the trend to think about this being bearish. So even when I say we're a little bit overbought, doesn't mean I'm bearish. It just means watch your timing. Take a look at PLTR. Ooh, doggy. And I currently still own PTIR. Yeah, PTIR. And I'm gonna look to buy that one in my other account as well. I trade two accounts here: the Road to Wealth account, and then another account that's about the same size. And I'll be adding this to those accounts, which I already have PTIR. And since we're talking about that, the Road to Wealth account, do you know that all I've got to do, I think I figured it up. I wrote it on a piece of paper and can't find it now, but it was all I've got to do is $75 net a day, $75 net a day for 30 days, and I will have quadrupled the account. Think about that. All right. $75 is all I've got to net for 30 days. And that will quadruple the account in less than a year. I'm excited. I'm real excited. Take a look at NVIDIA here. NVIDIA might be in buy territory for some people. For some people, I'd like to see a breakout here, the 50-period moving average. That would tell me that, okay, we might be trying to put something together, and that might be a buy. Take a look at the mags. Even though Microsoft is down, even though there's a big short on Palantir, mags are rocking. Take a look at copper. Look at copper here, miners. Man, we're up. We're bullish. Life is good. Meta. I was in what is it? METU. I closed METU out for a nice profit. I'm looking to buy it back, so I'm right on the edge of buying that back right now. Take a look at XLY. XLY is doing just fine. Looks to me like we're about to break out here. We can draw a line right there. Just connect this one and the very next one. We're just about breaking out here. Price is doing its job. Candlesticks. The trend is working. Life is good. Take a look at Apple. Okay, so let's take a look at Apple. I was long Apple. I'm out of Apple now, and I can tell you that I'm not going to buy Apple. All right. Now, personally, I'm going to stay away from it. And here's why. It's going to have to change a little bit. And right now, if you listen to the news, there's all sorts of drama on Apple, and I do not like drama. I do not like drama. Um, and right now, people at, there's some big wigs at Apple that are leaving Apple for whatever reason. And there's something twisting and going on. And to me, that's too much drama. So I personally will look at it. But until Apple gives me a definitive reason to buy it, Apple can sit there and do whatever it wants to do. It's going to do it without me. Take a look at XLE, bullish. I know that, I know we get wrapped up in, oh man, that's a double top. That's horrible. We could even bring that down if you want. Just look at what price and trend is doing. Don't worry about all this stuff up here. You'll see it in the price action if it's going to actually fail. Tesla. I think I read where I forget who it was, downgraded Tesla a little bit. So be a little careful with that. Right now, price, I think, is doing a pretty good job. Right now, trend is doing a pretty good job. But I would be a little bit careful because of the downgrade. So it might be a little jerky and choppy. We need a little more information, I think, on that right there. For those, I posted a couple of tickers on social media last night. Thank you for those that took a look at those. I appreciate that and gave a thumbs up that they were posted. For those that are on Discord, I posted a really long list over there. And that's pretty much what we're going to take a look at today. About 60 stocks. I'm just going to start from the top. These are not picked at all. I mean, they're not cherry picked. They're not anything I've said. I'm just going to look at a few, and then I'll take a look at what you guys might post out there too. Okay. So let's take a look at this RX, and it is. I mean, this is it's right here. I can't leave this up because if I click the screen, this will go behind, and it just creates a mess. So I'm going to lift this up out of the way, but this is just a nice little simple list. I think I'll put it right here. So RXTX is coming off the bottom here. I think for those that like to draw trend lines, this might be a good one to draw that trend line on. There you go. If you feel like you want to wait for it to pull back on the trend line, I get that. If you feel like it's a buy right now, I get that too. Both answers would be correct. We've got a low, high, higher low, higher high. Looks like we're taking on the 200 period moving average and 50 period moving average. Looks great. Take a look at SNDK coming off of a Morningstar signal right here. Morningstar signal. And now we're lifting up. So, and this is where there's going to be traders that are in it right now, clearly, right? That's what's making it go up here. There's going to be traders right here in this room, right there in our social side that's listening in, that may buy it right at the open. There's going to be some that will claim, hey, I'm going to wait for a pullback and they're going to buy it. There's some that will say, I'm going to wait for it to break out maybe of that candle. All of us, the goal is, let's see here, make that green, huh? Green, there we is for this stock to move higher, right? That's our goal. Now we know that there's going to be some pullbacks in here, minor pullbacks, assuming it gets up there. And it doesn't matter where you buy it. That's our goal. Keep that in mind. Okay. So manage that trade. Take a look at Oklo. Oklo's setting up quite nice. Yeah. I think I like Oklo here. So we've got a nice little bottom, found the dotted deuce or the modified 200 period moving average. Trend indicator has gone from red to green. It looks like we're going to challenge that 50 period moving average. And this is the 50 percent relief rally retracement area from the lows up here. So, man, that's looking pretty good. To the 50 is 10.4%, and then almost 25% up there. Going to have to take a serious look at Oklo. BMNR, look at BMNR here. We're pushed down. We've got a nice little bottom in here. We've rallied up. You know, my trade plan on this would be only to this area up here. I'm not saying that it can't go higher, but when putting a plan together, it's about what is this trade going to look like for me? So if I buy this, then I'm going to look at my where I'd love it to go to and brag about it and say, hey, look at me, that's 27.5% on the stock. That's a bucket load on the option that I'll buy. And man, that would be a nice trade. And just that little bit, even if it fails up here, I don't care. As long as my job is done when I make that money. Remember, I only need $75 a day for 30 days to quadruple the Road to Wealth account inside a year. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm on a mission to get that quadruple inside 12 months. And then I'm going to do it again next year. That's my goal. So I'll be watching BMNR here for an entry. You can see that I've got an alert set right in there. Stop it. Watch the trend indicator. Trend indicator is the coolest thing in the world. It really, really is. I know that a lot of people don't have TC2000, and I'm not trying to push TC2000, although it may sound like it. I'm really not. You use whatever program you want to use. Okay. And all this is a 17 exponential moving average. That's it. All right. So don't think it's anything super secret. What's super secret is the fact that we've come up with this really cool way in TC2000 to go from red dots to green dots based on whether price is below those dots or above those dots. Talking about a no-brainer third grade trend. You're either in a bull trend or a bear trend. The buyers are either buying it or they're not. I mean, we're talking, simple stuff. Green light, red light. We're all trained to pull up to an intersection. When we see a yellow light, we start slowing down. Some speed up, but slow down. The light turns red. You wait patiently, or you cuss or flip people off, or you're just you're just an angry driver because the light's red. Either way, you're stopping at that light, right? And it turns green. And what do? You go. This is the same way. It's pretty doggone simple. So, sorry, I got sidetracked there. Just take a look at ABSI here. Look at that thing. Do you think we could be setting up for a buy right now? Nice little pop, moving to the side. Man, what would it take to get you long on that one? That's a nice little chart. Take a look at ABAT. I like ABAT. 50% retracements up here. That's whenever I see this, wow. Wow. Almost 80% up there. 80%. So let's do this here. This is going to be my I'll put it right there at the top. That's going to be my trading playground for this one. So does it have to go up here? No, it doesn't. What if it just gets to the 50 period moving average and I buy it the second the market opens and I buy it for $4.15? Just to the 50 period moving average is almost 20%. To break out of the construction area is almost 28%. What if it gets to that $5.31, 28, yeah, 28%, and then you close it out and it fails right there? Who cares? It did your job. Does it have to go there? No, it does not. We put lines on a chart, we set up the chart, we set up our plan, we set up contingencies. One big contingency is to take profits, okay? Take profits. SMR. Look at SMR here. That's setting up. Man, there's a lot of them like that. Let's go look at Hood, and then we'll take a look at yours, okay? Look at Hood here. You think it might be setting up to challenge that downtrend line? Here we've gone up, low to a high, to a higher low, to a higher high, to a higher low. Is it doing everything it should be doing? Yep. Did we go from a downtrend to an uptrend? Yep. Is price above the 8 EMA and is 8 EMA above the trend indicator? Yep. Okay. All righty. Thanks for putting up with me there for a minute. Let's take a look at what you guys might have. Hey, Rickster. DUOOL, dual. Yes, look at that. That is right there. I love it. Almost 20% to the 50-period moving average, right? 18%, 17%. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's not it. DOUL. There, what am I doing wrong? DU, sorry about that. DUOL. There we go. There we go. Look at that bottom here. And look at that, almost 27% to that 50 period. That's a nice chart. Let's flag. What is flag? Oh, I've got that on my watch list here. Look at that right there. Yeah, boy. Great minds think alike, don't we? Great. Look at this thing. That is a terrific chart. Let's do this. Let's take this top over here and go down to the bottom. 50 period moving average. 30%. That's a nice chart. Thanks, Rickster. Frog. I just like the name of that one. Yeah, look at Frog. Beautiful chart. Heading higher. I can see the handwriting on the wall. I can almost hear people talking in the background. Oh, man, aren't we worried about that top? No. What about this top over here? Were we worried about that top? No. Were we worried about this top right here? No. Follow the trend, follow price, man. That looks good. Thank you. Hey, Nancy, happy Monday to you. Good morning, S. CMG. Setting up. I like it. Waiting for a nice buy. I hear you. Nice buy candlestick. We have a brand new one that is in my neighborhood, and I haven't eaten there yet. Maybe that might be my thing today, is go over there and see what's going on. But yeah, I agree with you. That's setting up. Nice bottom. We've broken out over the construction area right here. And here we rally up. What a great flag. Nice little pullback here. To me, it looks like we're going to run right up that 50 period moving average. So I'm with you on that one. I'm going to flag that. Thank you. Hey, Gold, how you doing? Hey, thanks for your comments on Facebook, Gold. I appreciate it. And also, thanks for letting me know who you are, okay? Bitto. Yeah, Bitto. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be buying Bitto or IBIT, one of those. And pretty quick here. I've got an alert set right here at 1385. I think that moves up. I've said for a bit here that I'm, just my personal opinion is all it is, that we're maybe at a bottom here. So I'm going to be watching this to move up. And just from this high, what is this? July highs to the bottom, we've got to that 50% retracement. Just to come back half would be 32%. So I'm very much interested in that, because when it does come back, I think it will come back fairly strong, because I do believe that there'll be a lot of people hungry for it, and they'll munch it up pretty good. So let's see. Hey, Vern, how you doing? Take a look at CRCL. That's not it. CRCL. There we go. Well, that's another one set up nice. Let's flag that. Look at that. For those that don't know, last week we were looking at a lot of stocks, and there's still a lot like this. And this is one of them where we've been under the trendicator, and then we've rolled up over the trendicator. And that's a sign of a reversal, a trend reversal. Doesn't mean that the reversal, reverses back to $200 or anything. It just means that price does this right here. Make that a pin. Price in this case, I'll do it this way. It just means that, let's see, can I do this? Just a second here. Let me try this. I can do this. Price moves up, and then, then it moves down. Then it moves up. See, down, and let's make it big down. So it comes down, and then it starts moving up. Well, when it starts moving up, based on the price action, the candlesticks, where the moving averages are, where the chart is on the chart, where all the action is, all this action on the chart. Well, we could get a very nice run here until what? Until it does this. And we're not going to worry about this until it starts to happen. So right now, this is looking to me like we just might see a run at least to that 50-period moving average there. Super nice chart. Thanks, Vern. And what are we talking here? 29%. Also want to put that line right there. Look how that line matches up with these lows. Interesting. I like that. And then you're looking at MU as well. Yeah, that's on my list as well. MU, I think, goes up to this 260 area right up here. I think it's on its way up there. It's looking really good. So nice. Thank you for posting that. Let's see here. Good morning. Good morning. SMCI. Let me confirm. Yeah, I'm long SMCI. I bought that last week, and it's looking pretty good here. I've got an alert set. I just set that this morning because I may buy more of this if it starts showing strength over that 35.80 area, right in there. Up to this area right here would be my sweet spot. I would love that. So let's see. I bought it about right here. That would put me up about 25% on the stock. That's over 50% on the option. Real easy. So yeah, SMI is looking really nice. Nice little bottom here. We've not even turned green on the trendicator yet. So when that happens, that'll bring in quite a few traders, that momentum type trader, because it'll trigger a lot of their setups when we start passing through that area there. So nice. Hey, Nancy, like the dividend on Bitto, collect it, waiting to go up for the long haul. Yeah. Great idea. Hey, Jim, good morning. CNC. Look at CNC here. Let's flag that one. There we go. Now, I was in CNC for quite some time, and I had to think for a second. I did close it out. I'll buy it back when it starts to move up, but I need to see a little love through here, and then I might. So let's see. All right. Any questions? Anything we need to cover here? Oh, there's another one here. WDC. Take a look at take a look at WDC. We'll flag that. Look how that thing has broken out right there. It's all about trend and price action. Price action is working with the 8 EMA and the trendicator. Everything is working here. It becomes now all about your entry. Some traders are simply going to there it is. Wait for a pullback. Some traders are going to wait for a breakout. But either way, It is all about that entry, and everybody is trying to find the best thing for them. And then what are we going to do? We're going to look to make money on the way up. Pretty simple, not hard. Let's take a look at the market real quick again. So again, I think we're a little bit overbought. Doesn't mean anything bearish. We may see a little pullback. A pullback to the T line or into the trend indicator would not be a bad thing. I actually think that would be a good thing. If we take a look at T2123, we can see where we closed Friday. I don't foresee this being much different at the open today. I don't see anything that would say, up or down really to speak of. This VIX, this is real time, so you can see that there's no VIX getting, we're not getting any fear in the market here. So what that leaves us with is trend and price. It's real simple. Trend and price. Follow that trend, follow that price, profit into strength. Cut your losers. Don't losers. Good God. The worst thing in the world for an account is the losers. So don't let those get too big. Okay. All righty. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for being here. I appreciate it very much. Hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful week. Get in touch with me if you have questions, and we'll see you on the other side. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. right here in the trading room. Members, I'll see you in about 30 minutes when the market opens up. Okay. Thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate y'all being here. Bye-bye.